So Fela has his place. He's a great man. He will never, like, that's about me, that he would always be a great man. He enlightened us. But let me tell you about what these kids are doing, what these whiz kids, these three-headed monsters, and all these other artists that are doing. What they've done, and we have to give all of them credit, the Don Jazzys, the Dibanjis, the Wande Coles, every goddamn one of them. Let me tell you what they paved the path for. Fela enlightened us. What these people have done is they have empowered people. We have created an industry that's booming. I remember when we put out that episode and was saying Wizkid is bigger than Fela, and
people don't want to hear it.
There were people that actually came for me and were like, "What are you talking about?" And were like being offended.
They don't want to hear it.
I'm telling you, are you paying attention right now? If he's had a bigger impact,
you see the
he's
problem.
Had a bigger reach.
Here's the problem. Bigger does not mean more talented.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that Fela created the genre Afrobeat and he will always be the founder. But there's a pidgin English saying like, "Nobody who first called police they win case." The truth of the matter is not who first started it.
I gotta write that down.
Who first called police they win case, because it's like you can start a movement, but then because of how great that movement is and how interested people are, people can perfect in where you might have fallen, or they can see in where you might have not seen.
Yeah.
Fela was more activist with his music and freedom fighter with his music. And these boys have been like, you know what? We can also do music that will make you dance with this genre. Then some people are like, so now these newer Omalays and the rest are like, we can even do emotional, in your feelings, you chop breakfast, somebody broke your heart kind of sound to it. Then you have these people want to do these azus and you have whatever. But we the reason I say Wizkid and we argue with people that I said Wizkid has done more. Well, no, it's bigger now. I would say has done more. It's because fine, you say technology helped. Well, is he supposed to not use the technology?
You know what I'm saying?
He's more of a Fela now. For people in this time are historians know Fela. People who are really interested in the origin of Afrobeat know who Fela is. But your average Joes don't know who Fela is anymore. And then, right?
Yeah.
So, but they know who the Wizkids are. They know who the Burners are. They know who the Davidos are. Yeah. And it's not a disrespect to them.
It doesn't have to be.
But Fela was not selling out O2 Arena.
No,
Fela
wasn't.
I mean, granted, I don't know when O2 Arena. This went O2 Arena.
He wasn't selling out those stadiums.
But he wasn't selling out those stadiums. Fine,
maybe in Nigeria, but not.
He did. I think it was the.
He wasn't selling out stadiums by himself.
But I've seen him like do backup for somebody
in
the stadium.
He was doing. They'll have like all these festivals. But, even King Sonny, he had those moments.
But Burna Boy is about to headline Madison Square Garden. Do you know that there are Americans in America that are musicians that are wishing they could headline Madison Square Garden in their own goddamn country, and you have a Burna Boy about to do, and you're telling me that these people are not bigger at this stage?
I want to make one point before I forget it. Fela made people enlightened up until today. His lyrics, the things
they still hold meaning.
They still hold meaning. A lot of them even still are things that he's talking about in the government. They're still happening today. Yeah. So Fela has his place. He's a great man. He will never, like, that's about me, that he would always be a great man. He enlightened us. But let me tell you about what these kids are doing, what these whiz kids, these three-headed monsters, and all these other artists that are doing. What they've done, and we have to give all of them credit, the Don Jazzys, the Dibanjis, the Wande Coles, every goddamn one of them. Let me tell you what they paved the path for. Fela enlightened us. What these people have done is they have empowered people. We have created an industry that's booming. That, I mean, you don't like, we are all over the world. Then they chop us like sinner breakfast. You know what I'm saying? And I think people need to understand that people can have impacts in different ways. There's some people that, yes, they will talk about, they will enlighten us, talk about the government, and that really gets us like humbled and all that. But there are also people that do it in other ways. People used to have this criticism, and I used to be one of those people too, that used to have this criticism that, how come we never have people that talk about the government and this one and that one? And I look back now and I realize that, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
There is, though.
And I look at the end results. I look at the end results. You're seeing people like Zazu, people that are like freaking out of nowhere coming out and actually, even if they may be one hit wonders, they're making something of themselves. They're able to actually empower themselves and bring themselves out of their conditions. So many other artists like that you see that come out of nothing, that they not like they were rich or anything, but they were able to get into this music game and they were able to make something out of themselves. So I think it's very important that we understand that, yes, even though not all these musicians are talking about the strifes
or the positivity you want,
yes,
or the reality
or the reality you're looking for, the impact that they're making,
they're two different things.
Is ultimately making people's lives better.
It is, and again, we're not arguing talent. Talent is subjective. We can argue that one later and say, okay, maybe this person, but and it doesn't diminish the.
No, it doesn't.
Davido has a line in his song that in this song he has with Reminisce. Mofelo Judah Demio. That's a goal. You want to be better than your father.
Yeah.
So why are you guys not allowing them to be better than Fela? Why are you guys not allowing them to be bigger than Fela? Any small thing you guys want to knock them down. Oh, Fela, no.
These guys are creating jobs.
They're doing some, and they're giving
video directors.
Let me tell you, yes, they've created an industry. Some people's livelihood.
They are creating jobs.
Some people's livelihood is from this music.
Yeah.
You know that. And then let me tell you something. This O2, and I'll now talk about the Davido show after this, but the O2,
I want to talk about that.
You people don't understand one thing about O2, selling out O2, because I saw somebody went to go and tweet, even Naira can sell out O2, and I just laughed, and I said, maybe you guys think this is Echo Hotel, but even Echo Hotel, let's be real, when these people are performing at Echo Hotel, how many people come from outside of Lagos to watch these shows? How many people travel from the east, from the north, from Abuja to come? Not really many. If any, if you didn't have something else you're planning to do in Lagos. O2, I'll tell you something, right? You can argue and say, Nigerians and this. All right. Not everybody that comes to O2 lives in London. So what that means is that some people for them to come and watch Wizkid, Burna Boy, the video, one, they have to get a train ticket. They buy the ticket, then they have to get a train ticket, then get on a train or drive, get a hotel to stay in, and it's an extra finances, an extra burden for you. For you to be able to make that decision, somebody must be giving you something great. You're not just going to leave your house. Like Burna Boy is going to be at Madison Square Garden, and if I want to go, it's a 4-hour drive to New York. We're gonna have to find a hotel. We're gonna have to do all that stuff. It is not just as simple as I'm going down the street to a hotel.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as somebody gave me tickets. Even if someone gives me ticket, there's still an effort of getting myself from Maryland to this thing. If somebody's in Cali, I want to come and watch that show, it's a 6-hour plane flight to go and watch Burna Boy. So let's appreciate that. Yeah, Wiz, Burna, and Davido were able to sell out, because selling out means you have so many people like this that were able to leave their comfort zone.
Yep.
What's his name? Indeed, I was watching his story on Snapchat. He played for Leicester City earlier that day. Mm-hmm. And then him and his wife got into their van and had their driver, and they drove to London to go and watch. Do you understand? This boy was just playing football earlier in the day.
It's history in the making, man.
And that's the thing, is that you guys
it's
are not saying
moment.
Is that now we want to now compare and say, okay, Whiskey. So let's not do that now. Let's appreciate the fact that we had 3 people. Again, I will Google, and someone can correct me. I will Google what shows Fela was able to, what stadiums and arenas he sold out, and then I'll look into it and everything. But as far as my recent knowledge of this thing is, nobody else is doing what these boys have done.
No.
It's another man's land.
No, in another man's land.
Another man's land.
They're taking bags from American.
Do you understand
artists,
that they are British artists?
They're taking the food off of local artists in the United States.
They are British artists that I've never smelt O2 Arena.
Talk
to
about
perform.
the headline now. Did you see the headline? The one that Wale was pissed about. Who had put headline in that?
Oh,
that show?
the one here, the Broccoli Fest.
Yeah, the Broccoli Fest
is there now.
Wizkid was the headliner.
It's not the headliner, but they did the second time they are calling. The first time he didn't come, but it was there.